Hello, you beautiful lot. I am coming to you from Dartmoor. Yes, she is. And today, well, I say today, over the next 3 days, I am going to be doing a really cool little hike. So this is a solo hike, wild camping along the way, and it is called the Abbots Way. Now, the Abbots Way is 22 miles, but it's 22 miles in one direction. And when I finish, there ain't going to be buses. So rather than getting 3 buses and spending 8 hours on transport on Monday, I just decided I'm going to walk back. So it's going to be a 44 miler. Now, technically, I probably could do this over 2 days, doing 22 miles a day. However, I came up to Dartmoor for around 12 o'clock today, which means I've technically only got about 4 hours of daylight really to bust some miles. The story behind this hike is freaking awesome. So I'm going to jump to that now. Let's go.
The tale begins a long, long time ago when a quarrel broke out between 2 nearby abbeys, Plymstock and Tavistock. The abbot of Tavistock decided to leave his abbey to sort this out, but as soon as he had gone, 4 of the monks decided to take advantage of his absence and drank the wine cellar dry over the following days. To afford more alcohol, one of the monks, Milbrosa, stole the silver communion vessels from the altar and sold them to a group of nearby travellers. But upon waking the next day, incredibly hungover, he realised what he had done and sought help from the other 3 monks to get the silverware back. One of the 4 suggested they visited a rich Jewish moneylender who lived nearby to persuade him to loan them the money. However, as soon as they arrived, they saw the old man leaving with a heavily laden pack and decided to ambush him for the contents, stealing the gold and murdering him, hiding his body and that of his horse in a nearby bog. The next day, they brought the silverware back from the travellers and placed it on the altar, confident no one would ever find out. But later that day, when they were seated for supper, a messenger arrived explaining a miracle had happened and they were to travel to Buckfast Abbey immediately. The monks, sensing more feasting and wine, followed without question and set off behind the messenger through the moors. As they rode past towering tors and deceptive bogs, silence began to fall and the moon crept out behind the looming grey clouds. Suddenly the messenger stopped and a shaft of moonlight shone on the ground next to him, the place where they had buried the old man the night before. The monks stared at each other in disbelief, but before they could ride away, the messenger took down his hood and they saw the face of the Jewish moneylender. Slowly, this face began to decay, skin to flesh, flesh to tendons, tendons to bone, and a skeletal hand slipped out beneath the cloak, beckoning them with its bony finger. In a trance, the monks rode forward, and as they awoke, they found themselves trapped in the bog, sinking. They were never seen again. When the abbot arrived back at Tavistock, he didn't want to believe the rumours that the monks had been taken by an evil spirit, and he chose instead to believe that they had rode off course and perished on the moors. However, to prevent this from happening again, he ordered numerous granite crosses to be erected, marking the path between the monasteries, and requested that any monk journeying along this road should stop at each cross and pray for the lost souls, for their forgiveness if the tale was true, and that they may enter the kingdom of heaven.
So the start of the Abbots Way goes along this beastie road. So it's about 1.5 miles, maybe a bit more of road walking. And I've just found this on a fallen tree. This is a King Alfred's cake. So what I'm going to do is pop it in my backpack, dry it out, and these make excellent firelighters. So here we go. Oh God, I don't think I'm going in here with these boys. Oh man, I hate cows. I really hate cows. So it's about an hour and a bit in, and the path, to be honest, golden, absolutely golden. It's well trodden bridle way. So I love that for a good start to a hike, because it's nice to get the trail legs ready and for the first 4 or 5 miles to actually, you know, get used to that weight on the pack. And for anyone looking to do this hike yourself, a landmark behind me, there's Avon Reservoir. There we go. It's a beauty. There has been a lot of rain recently, so I'm just having a look at the least boggy way to save my toes getting drenched. What's this bit? Ooh, maybe she's wrong. Maybe this. Waded across. Went shallow. Whee, here we go. Let's dry up. Oh, where's my other sock gone? No. Mad panic there. Imagine just one of my socks floating down the river. Oh, I hope I've dried my feet off enough actually. I am super paranoid of getting blisters. My first ever big hike was the South West Coast Pack, and I had no idea about foot care. I'd never really done a long hike carrying my own stuff before. I suppose I'd done it over a space camp, but like with that, you're staying in tea houses and things, so your food's sort of there and you don't need a tent. So it was the heaviest pack I've ever carried, I should say. And wrong footwear. Someone told me to double sock. Oh, that compressed my feet even more. I think I had 17 blisters by day 9. So now I'm really paranoid about getting blisters. So I always carry Vaseline and talc. She says after realising she's forgotten her talc. So yeah, little tip for future: talc your feet, Vaseline your feet will be happy. Let's get back on anyway. And this is the bit where the hiking pole comes out, because we are now navigating across this terrain. Yeah. Come on, Reed. Girl likes a bridge. Look at that view, mates. Wow. And those little circles you see up there that look like a pair of eyes, those are actually the remnants of old enclosures. The sun is starting to set. It's 3:30, so I'm really hoping that that little indent behind me is the next section of the Abbots Way, because that would make life a lot more easier than the terrain that I've just been crossing, because I know at some point it's supposed to link up with the Two Moors Way. So keep your fingers crossed for me. Let's go. Behind me is the sign for the Two Moors Way, which means there should be a track. First look, it's flooded. You turn in the direction I need to go. Just what I needed. So if I'm doing any night nabbing, looks like, fingers crossed, I have a dry route to do it. It lasted 3.5 minutes, guys. I'm taking the bog path. But at least at the moment, touch wood, there is an outline. Does anyone know what this weird sludgy gunk, it's like jelly, is? Alrighty, so I've just stopped at this river here because although in about 30-40 minutes time it does look like there's another place that I can fill up, I have been caught out on Dartmoor before where it looks like there should be a river and there's not, or it's just a kind of muddy bog that's gone under the reeds. So I'm going to take my chances on this. It's quite fast flowing, the colour isn't the greatest, not going to lie, but I've got my catadin here which should pull out most of the nasties. I am considering getting a carbon filter if anyone watched the Lich Way video, purely because it gets out even more stuff, but I will update you on that. For now, it's refill time here. It's not the clearest looking water, but it'll do. And in those 5 minutes, sun is setting. I reckon 30 minutes and then I need to be pitching. Look at the colour of that sky reflecting on the water. It's beautiful. Look at that bad boy heading right towards me. Everything has been bog for the past 20 minutes and there is a tiny bit behind me, I'll flip you around in a second, that doesn't look like bog, and it has the narrowest bit where my mat will probably fit comfortably with the tent around it. So in case that thing, which doesn't look too bad in this camera, but trust me, it is black and the wind's getting up now. It is going to rain. I'm pitching here, basically, is what I'm going to try and say, and hopefully I can get... It's starting to rain. I'm going, I'm putting the tent up. Bye! Just in time. Look at that. On a side note, trying to film this without getting the shadow of my phone in, I think my ground sheet, well, not my ground sheet because I don't have a ground sheet, but the base looks like it's starting to fail. There's a bit of water coming through. Tips on what to do. Got me some hot chocolate. It's gonna have a little mug of this because it's actually only 5:15, but as you can tell, it's already dark. I'm not ready for food yet. I'm seeing if I can rest my head torch on my phone, which is on a tripod facing me, because it is literally only about 5:15, but it is dark now. And I've got a little hot chocolate that I've brought with me. And to go with this as a little pre-dinner treat, I've got these. Anyone remember our coconut macarons? These are basically vegan versions. I don't know if you can see it with the light. Oh, head torch moved just in time. Yeah, so that's going to be my little pre-dinner treat, because I kind of don't want to be stuck in a tent for like 12 hours, 14 hours. Yeah, I brought a book with me. I'm reading all the tours. This is the book that's inspired me to try and bag all of the tours on Dartmoor. I forgot that I actually finished the book, so I bought... It's going to be an interesting night, gang. Oh. Ooh, there's a bit I need to stir it. So today was a lush one. My feet are soaking from all the bogs. Oh my gosh. Wow. Do you know what? I do love that about Dartmoor, because 1 minute you're on a beautifully flat path, like living life to the max, and then you're doing like 3 river crossings and sinking in invisibogs, and it's just never a dull day. Yeah, I quite like it, to be honest. These are what the macaroons look like. Vegan, mate. Becca's happy. For dinner, I am making fajitas, and I'm using this dehydrated stuff here. Basically, whenever I'm doing a long hike, I always carry dehydrated soy chunks and dehydrated mushrooms. It's really high in protein. It's about 50% protein. Got a little pepper in for the bit of the freshness, seasoning, and salsa. Here we go. I forgot my knife, so I'm using my scissors from my first aid kit to cut the pepper. So good. Where's the camera? Look at that. Come on. And these are just box kits that you can get, guys. Like, this was an Asda box kit for $2.25. Has 8 wraps, the flavouring and the salsa. And then with the leftover wraps, what I do is put a pate in, have it for my lunch the next day. So, yeah, everyone's a winner. Good morning. Wow, What a view to wake up to. It only lasted about 10 minutes. The morning fog has already started to drift in, but the moon was rising as the sun was rising, and it was just gorgeous. So anyway, today's plan is to walk to Princetown and then on to Tavistock to find Tavistock Abbey, and then walk as close as I can to Princetown, camp, and then head back tomorrow. The problem is, I realised last night that the car park closes at 4, where I've left my car, which means yesterday I probably did about 8 hours. My average speed is around 2.5 miles an hour on decent terrain. This is 1.5 miles an hour. I'm going to have to be doing, God, it's a morning for maths, isn't it? But I'm going to have to walk solidly probably 10 hours today and maybe tomorrow to get back to my car. I'm bricking it. Probably should have got up when it was still dark, but anyway, gassing at the camera this morning. I'm going to give you a little chin and I'll see you as I'm packing up the tent. Cheers! Oh man, I'm not looking forward to putting these wet shoes on. Look at dry, wet. Oh. On a side note, look at this for a sunrise. The sky's clearing, gang. Look at that, sunrise through the mist, eh? So here we go, no trace except from the wonderful dry patch of ground that I was pitched on. Although there is this weird looking poo, which I promise isn't mine. It looks very fresh. I did hear some interesting noises around the tent last night, so maybe there was a little animal visitor. Look at that sunrise through the mist though. Beauty. Whoop, she's falling over. We're going this way, gang. Yeah, it looks like quad's been here at some point as well. Military training does happen up in this area, so potentially at some point there was a quad going through. Oh, it's beautiful. You know, sometimes I literally just catch myself on these trips grinning my little face off because I am so lucky. I am so lucky that I'm able to do this. I'm so lucky that a couple hours drive, this is on my doorstep, that I don't have to work every weekend, that I have worked enough on my noggin to have enough self-belief and self-worth to get out of a job that was poisoning me. And here I am. And it's just, oh, I'm just really happy. I don't know, there's something about being alone on a solo hike and just singing your heart out with no one to hear you, chatting away, resolving life's problems in your head, away from technology, well, except for when I chat to you guys. Just, I don't know, oh, bog. It's just, anyway, I'm rambling, but I don't know. I'm really happy today. And although the fog's there's blue sky behind me. So, as long as this fog creeps the other direction, I should be all right. So for some of you who have been watching my previous videos, you may have seen that I'm doing a little bit of a challenge trying to bag all the tours in Dartmoor. And this here, my friends, is South Hennessy. So this will be my 47th tour. Now, I haven't been recording all of my hikes up here that I've been doing because sometimes it's just nice to not be in front of a camera. But while the route is passing this one, I thought, why not go up there and bag number 47. Alrighty, now I'm not sure if I'm going to regret my decision in a couple hours time when the sun's setting, but there are 4 tours in this area, and if I can bag them, that will take me to number 50, 51. So I'm kind of tempted to do some little detours, no pun intended, pun totally intended. But yeah, North Hennessy's coming up, which is kind of en route, and then there's like 3 others, so it might happen. Should I do it? Don't know why I'm asking you. You're not here with me in real time. I'm gonna do it, let's be honest. Oh, it's happening, here we go. Hey. Gotta give it a boop. Boop. Let's turn for the nicer view. There we go. Get me in. And here it is, tour number 48, North Hennessy Tour. Oh, it's a bit rusty. And here it is, tour number 49, Herm Hole Tour. I'm hoping I've said it right, but look at that view. Oh, I love Dartmoor this time of year. The colours are so golden. Worth the detour. On to the next one. Tour number 50. I'm returning for the camera. I realised that there's no barbed wire on this bit, so didn't have to walk up that ladder. Could have just walked over this. Oh well, live and learn, gang, live and learn. Whee! Oh, she got a bit of road for this one. Here we go, that makes it quicker. So this is the last tour that I'm going to bag. There's 3 of them, I miscalculated. This is Runstone Tour. Now, if I am good enough, I might try and camp on this one tonight, purely because this is in a legal camp area of Dartmoor, and then that gives me roughly 8 hours to hike through Princetown back to the car park tomorrow. So as long as I've left by 7, should be okay. So fingers crossed, that's a potential plan. Actually, it's almost 12, 9 hours. Yeah, leave at 7, I'll be all right. Anyway. It is almost 12. I've got 5 hours after daylight. I'm pretty sure I've got 12 or 13 miles to walk still. So whether I get to here tonight is another thing, but it would be quite cool to have a wild camp on tour number 50. So here we go. I'm going to turn you around as I boop her because she's almost in front of me. Ooh. Can I get up? Ooh. Boop! Oh, that looks the perfect pitch, doesn't it? I'd be sheltered too. Bit slopey. Nice one. Oh, I've got to come back now. I've done it again, guys. I've gone on a bit of a detour. But if you can see behind me, don't know if you can see yet, but there's 2 absolutely gorgeous stone rows. And I just want to show you them, to be honest, because they're beautiful. They are. I haven't been to this area of Dartmoor in a while, and I love these stone rows, and you're going to love them too. So who knows where I'm going to be camping tonight now. Oh God, I'm pathetic at this. It's all right, quit my job, innit? Got time. It's just whether the car park attendant tows my car, because I begged them to let me stay till Monday. But yeah, I'm going to show you the stone rows now. Cue the voiceover of me giving you a little bit of history about these beautiful works of art.
The Merivale stone rows were predicted to have been built in the Bronze Age between 2500 and 1000 BC. They're made up of 2 stone rows, one is a double and one is a single. The first one stretching for 182 metres, made of 170 stones. The second is made of 200 stones and stretches for 264 metres. And the final one is just 43 metres with very few stones. There's an old cairn and a stone circle nearby, and they run east to west following sunrise and sunset.
Alrighty, so I thought while I was here filling up water, I'd actually make an early lunch. So I'm having the left of my fajitas. The thing is, the sauce wasn't resealable and it's exploded. So everything is salted, including pepper, including the seasoning. So I'm hoping it's still nice. But while I'm by the riverway, I just thought, you know what, it's easiest to eat by a river because that way I'm conserving my water. I can collect 2 litres, take that 2 litres on with me, and then use another kind of 500, 800 here for food. So that's the plan. So the last 2-ish miles is on backcountry road by the looks of it. There is another cross up there on the golf course, but it's all fenced off, so I don't think I can get to it. Horses on the road. About a mile from Tavi now. Oh look, some more of you have got green hair. Little punk rocker. Well, I've got no food for you, babes, so you can't come near me. I'm having a standoff with a pony. He thinks I've got food. It's not food, darling. Right, this is why you should never feed ponies on Dartmoor. Because I just had a little standoff with a pony that thought that this was food. Also, they're just blocking the cars, mate. They think they're going to get fed. They're wild animals. Please don't feed them. I'm lucky that horse was pretty kind. All I had to do was like stroke its nose a few times and basically show that there was no food in my pocket or my phone. But yeah, never had that before. Now leaving Dartmoor National Park, 1 mile to the Abbey ruins.
And this is it, the final stop on the Abbots Way, the ruins of Tavistock Abbey. It was destroyed by Danish raiders in 997 AD, but the church remains. This was rebuilt in 1285, and in March 1539, the last abbot, along with 20 other monks, surrendered the abbey to the king.
Alrighty, I've had to cheat a little. Basically, I got a little bit too distracted earlier going to stone circles, stone rows, bagging more tours, and I got to Tavistock at 3:30, which would mean I'd have an hour left of daylight to start knocking off miles of the 22 miles to get to Buckfast Abbey car park for 4 o'clock tomorrow before it closes. So I cheated, basically. I'm sorry. I'm putting my hands up. I admit it. I got a taxi. Got a taxi for 5 miles. These were 5 miles that were going to be road anyway. So to be honest, I don't really feel like I've cheated because there was no way I was going to be walking back across the bog and across the marsh by torchlight after sundown. Like that's not a thing. Like I'm not going to risk slipping in an invisiboard trying to do some of those river crossings. There's a lot of stuff I haven't filmed just because I've had to really pay attention to the ground beneath me, and I'm not doing that by torch, which would mean I'd be walking along the road, which just isn't really fun to road walk for 5 miles anyway. And I thought, for the sake of a tenner and to actually be able to enjoy tomorrow to somewhat of a degree rather than trying to stomp 18 miles in the rain, I'd knock off 5. So taken off 5 miles. This is now a 39-mile walk, although I've probably done about 44 anyway, going off and bagging tours and hitting up stone rows and getting lost. But yeah, anyway, I've stopped here because this is going to be my final water source for the night. There is a little river there, so yeah, I'm going to camel up basically down as much water as I have with me, drink a bunch of water from the stream, and then carry 2 litres back up with me to cook my dinner tonight. Sorry to disturb you, darling. I'm looking at this. Interesting. Hello, beautiful. And there it is, through the mist. Hollow Tor. And here it is. I'm no bouldering expert, so I'm going to boot the side. Boop. Tor number 51. I'm knackered, mate. I just sleep here. This tor is gorgeous though. The rock formations. A lie! There's like steps. I'm gonna boot the top. You buddies! It is the morning of day 3 and it is still dark outside. The rain is pattering away on my tent, and last night I didn't really shoot anything at all. I just really don't like mist. I think it's because I can't see what's going on. Like, at least if I heard a weird noise I can shine a torch and hopefully see, but when it's misty I don't know. And it didn't help that because I walked into a town, some people are like, oh, have you just finished hiking? Yada yada yada. And obviously I was explaining what I was doing. And then people were like, aren't you scared doing that as a girl on your own? Aren't you worried something's going to happen? And after, 20-30 minutes of people asking you that, you then start to question it. I just suddenly felt extremely vulnerable and panicked and decided to put the tent up, bunker down, keep my voice quiet. That's kind of what I did, really. But yeah, I'm not trying to turn it into a gender thing at all. And I know a lot of my male friends who do this also say they get freaked out from time to time. So it's not just a me issue. But I think online, on YouTube, you can see people acting very confident. And actually, I think a lot of us probably have those nervous niggles and things that don't make us feel too great. So mist and fog's mine. Let me know if I'm the only one. And this is where I pitched last night. Tour number 50 with such a view. Anyway, the heavens have started to open again, as you can see, and I don't want to destroy my phone, so I'm going to pack everything away. If they're the same style, it makes them a pair, right? Alrighty, so this is the bit where I think I go off piste, because if you remember yesterday, this is Nuns Cross, and I came from behind those trees, so I'm going to get my map app out now and start navigating. But lovely bit of terrain, lovely bit of road that I've been walking along basically, so timing is good. Oosh, that sand is stinky sand. I just went in about a foot, grabbed myself out luckily. Going to try and cross on the actual rocks. I tell you what, hiking in the rain may be a bloody bitch, but it's beautiful when it stops for 5. Still foggy, still can't really see much in front of me, but happy human. Looking rougher than a badger's asshole, but what do you expect after 3 days on this? Had a little mishap as well, went about 30 minutes off piste in the wrong direction. Just terrain was horrible, and the more I kept heading back towards the path, the more I had to skirt around bog. Oops, but I look like I'm going to be on time as long as I shut up talking into the camera. So yeah, that's my little update. It's 10:45. Let's keep going. Oh, this is not fun walking. Paths, or what I assume to be a path, are absolutely flooded. Don't know, lost the path ages ago. Aiming for that green bit of land over there to hopefully get some miles in and using these sheep tracks. But my feet are going in over my ankles, mate. It's bogs. So, don't know how I would have made myself out of here if the fog hadn't cleared. I hadn't sat down and got my arse wet, map and compass in. Hopefully now you can see what I didn't want to be doing. This kind of terrain by torchlight. Path again. Alrighty, it is just after 12, about half 12, and I'm not sure if you can see me because of all the grey that's like bouncing off everywhere, so I do apologise, but I am not going to have lunch today. I'm just having a lot of snacks. So I'm going in with one of these. These are freaking amazing. These are from a company called My Vegan, not sponsored, and they are really high in protein. So this is 13 grams of protein in here. Absolutely love them. Craving the junk food. Got about 9 miles left. 8 miles, 6 miles, 11 kilometres. Do the maths, Becca. About 7 miles left. So I'm on track for getting to the car for 4, which is really exciting. Takes the pressure off. I know the next section is another off-pisting bit because I came from there. After that, bridleway, mate. Easy sailing. Hey! Can we just take a hot second to appreciate this? I don't know if you can see it, but the sun's out. It's warm, my body. Oh, I'm so cold. Basically, because of the amount of rain that we had overnight, the river crossings were absolutely flooded. So I gave up taking my shoes and socks off and just waded through, like, I don't know, halfway up to my knees, mates. I didn't film it because it was pretty treacherous and the rocks are slimy. But yeah, I'm cold. So that, my friends, is a welcome sight. What could you want? Sunshine, views, chocolate cookie and pretzels for lunch. Living the dream. And it's a Monday. Oh, that's the day laugh, isn't it? Yes, she did. And detour to get a pasty en route. So I got pasty and I got a luscombe. I'm happy, mate. That is a freaking beautiful walk. Changed, got some leggings on, got my fluffy socks, bags in the back, already smelling a damp, pasties in the face. Oh, I'm just happy to be alive. It's such a good walk. It's such a good walk. I love it. I loved it. And even though last night was creepy, it was all in my noggin, mate. I just let people psych me out. So, yeah, by 9 o'clock of stomping, I'd completely forgotten that I was worried the night before. So, yeah, very happy Becca. Sore face from smiling. I got about 2.5 hours drive back down south to Cornwall now, but got a pasty and a luscombe to keep me company. Anyway, I should probably stop chatting into the camera because they'll close the car park and then I should have just stayed another night. So anyway, thank you for coming along on this little journey. I never plug myself on here, I forgot to say. So if you like this video, please tap the like button. If you want to see more, hit that notification button. If you fancy having constant updates, subscribe. I think that's what you got to do. I'm so new to this YouTube game. And yeah, if you like this kind of stuff, let me know in the comments so I know to film it in the future, because I always do these little hikes anyway. I love them. And if you want to come along, then I'll make sure to have an extra power bank so that I can film this journey too. All right, that is me. I need to go because they're going to lock the car park. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day doing whatever you're doing, and I'll see you soon. Bye.